deal. I seldom, I I've learned my lessons over the years, after being on social media over 20 years, to pretty much stay in my lane and just don't comment on things like politics, unless I'm saying to someone sorry for your loss or happy birthday or something lighthearted like that. I just stay in my lane. I've learned that over the years. Okay. However, just recently, I did chime in on a certain so-called truthers channel. Not going to name names. And because I noticed patterns. If I'm a subscriber to your channel for like 7 or 8 years, or 10 years or so, and you're addressing a lot of, you're covering a lot of good information, a lot of good content. But I notice along the way, every now and then, um, you might mention Biden, or the liberals, maybe. But what I notice is you'll harp on Trump and look for faults in Trump and try and blame Trump for this and Trump for that. Meanwhile, the whole time, these so-called truth channels are claiming to be non-political, meaning they don't take sides in politics. Okay, you don't take sides in politics, you claim, but yet over time, you um, hardly ever, hardly ever, hardly ever go after the commies. You never address the damn open borders, and if you do, it's you downplay it. All right, it's almost like you're going to bat for the liberals, but yet you're not. You'll address Biden every now and then, never mention Kamala, but as soon as Trump takes office, oh my God, every damn video, every 2 out of 3 videos is about Trump. Trump's doing this. Trump's the New World Order. Trump's the New World Order. Okay, if Trump's the New World Order, listen, I voted for him twice, for what it's worth, okay? I don't put my faith in any person, any one man, or any person. But he was the better of the two choices. So there's that. And at least I went through the motion of voting to let them know where I stand as far as issues and policies. Okay? That doesn't mean I don't hang my hat on this certain person, not bowing down to worship. It's not a cult. MAG is not a cult. It's not a cult any more than liberalism a cult. It's not a cult any more than the truther community is a cult. They're a cult too. They're very cultish. You can't tell them anything. Is they follow whatever whatever channel that they put their stock in, and whatever that content creator says, they go along with it. They'll regurgitate what he says. They'll go to bat for him. You can't tell them otherwise. So there's no talking to the so-called truther community either, because they're fixated on whatever the content creator is saying. All right. It's so in that sense, they bow down and worship their content creator. They think that person hung the moon, could do no wrong. They agree with him totally 100%. So there's that. So MAGA is no more a cult than the so-called truth community is a cult, which I'm a part of, the truth community. But I try to have balance, all right? And the thing is, if I see, say for instance, I voted for Trump and I see something I didn't like I didn't like him pushing the vaccines. I'll say I didn't like him. And now, just because he said he's the father of the vaccines, you got to understand him. He doesn't really mean that he's the father of the vaccines. The father of the damn vaccines are the ones that created it, the creators of it. That's the father of the vaccines. He's no more the father of the vaccines than Biden was. Don't forget, truther community out there, you so-called truther content creators. Don't forget that Biden. Remember all that red in the background when he did that State of the Union? Looked fucking communist. Remember how he was like pissed off at all the purebloods, pissed off at all the unvaccinated? Well, then you could say that Biden was the father of the vaccine. He was pushing that shit harder than anybody. All right. I can't say harder than anybody, but he pushed it harder than Trump. Trump did say take it. All right. He's old school. He's an old. I have family members. I know people that are millionaires. Millionaires. All right. I know people like that. Educated, very successful, but they're old school when it comes to vaccines. They think vaccines are good. What does that mean? That just means you believe in whatever you've been taught since you're a little friggin' kid. Doesn't mean you're a wicked person or evil person. It's so damn stupid, this whole thing. But I want to get back to what before. What I notice is about these damn truth content creators is they'll expose a lot of evil, which they do. They'll go after like the Rothschilds and big pharma, show it, explain that this there is no such thing as universe. The Earth is flat. There's a dome over us. Yeah, they're good to go with that. They talk about cannibalism and things like that. Yeah, good to go with that kind of truth. But when it comes to Biden, when it comes to all that open border shit, when it comes to all that woke nonsense, when it comes to, they might touch on it every now and then, but they don't harp on it. When it comes to Trump, they harp on it, man. And that to me reminds me of fake news, TDS, like harping on every damn day fake news, constantly bashing Trump. Well, that's what these so-called truth channels do. It's very lopsided. And all I said on a certain channel, all I said was, you're very lopsided in your coverage. Don't tell me you ain't, because I watch you. I watch you channels. The ones I subscribe, so-called truth channels, I watch you. And not every day, but enough to know your patterns. All right. And the fact of the matter is, there's quite a few out there that hardly ever mentioned Biden. If you did, it was in passing. It wasn't anything meaningful. You might go after or address the confused gender community, but you would never tie it in with Biden and how he had fagalaws on the White House lawn, totally, like, for lack of better words, desecrating it. You never bring that up. But when it comes to Trump, oh my God, he's New World Order, he's this, he's that. Okay, Biden's not New World Order. Build Back Better. It's not New World Order. I mean, I know, big beautiful bill. I know you're going to say that's New World. Okay, so then if they're all New World Order, I'll take that side of the New World Order than this side. In other words, I'll take the closed borders side. I'll take the peace through strength side of the New World Order as we glide down the drain. Then that side over there that pushes woke shit, I'll take the one that the evangelists like and are praying over, as opposed to the one that don't want evangelists in the White House and are just pure demons and are all about abortion. I'll take this side, okay? If we're two sides of the same bird. So damn stupid. What this is a battle between good and evils. They say the two wings of the same bird. That's a schizophrenic bird, I must say. The thing is, they say, this truth community, that there's no left and right. They're all in it together. No, this is good versus evil. Now, as far as the politicians, you're going to get rhinos who are evil. They're Republicans in name only. They're really Democrats, which are not really Democrats. They're liberals, which are not really actual liberals. They're commies, what they are. New World Order POSs. But you have a good and you have the bad in this mix. It's a battle between good and evil is what it is. The people on the right, as we'll say, right side of bird, are conservative. Most of them are Christian, have a moral compass, want to be left alone, don't believe in abortion, know that abortion's murder, want our borders to be closed. And speaking of which, by the way, you so-called truth community out there, I remember when Trump's first go-around as president, you kept shouting from the rooftops how him wanting to close the border and not have people overrun it into our country coming illegally, that it was meant really to seal us in, as in like one big giant prison. How'd that work out for you? See what I mean? Y'all just jumped the gun. And I say y'all, meaning I'm in the truth community, but there's a lot of so-called truthers out there that are so quick to jump the gun on Trump and bash him and say this and that. And I'm not defending Trump 100%. What I'm trying to do is call you out on your ways. You say, Trump's going to close the border. He's going to seal us in. Okay, did that happen? No. Trump's the New World Order, this, that, the other. Is that going to happen? We'll wait and see. But if he's the New World Order, he's a lot better form of the New World Order than this crap. In other words, I'll take this version of it as opposed to the Biden version. The Biden version, the Kamala version, the ones that you never, ever addressed, that I've been addressing for the last four years, going after the so-called border czar Kamala that you so-called truthers never even mention. Never mentioned that. I've never seen you. I've never heard it. I must have blinked then and missed it. Missed that episode. I must have blinked and missed that episode where you're harping on Biden and just what a commie POS that he was. Pro-abortion, pro-queer, pro-woke, pro-queers in our military. I didn't see y'all harping on that, but I see you harping on Trump a lot. So if you're going to hate on Trump, which is, you're right. I'm not going to get triggered. I don't get triggered on that. As long as you hate on Biden, equal. Spread the hate where it needs to be spread. There's plenty of material on that left wing of the bird, but you all don't address it like that. It's very lopsided in your coverage, which makes me think, okay, you're kind of sort of like fake news, or maybe wolves in sheep's clothing. You pretend to be truthers, pretend to be Christians, but maybe deep down you're actually libtards. That's what I think. Because it's kind of like over time you're showing your true colors. You claim you went after Biden. You claim you went after all these commies. But if you did, I must have blinked, even though I'm following your channel as best as I can. But what sticks out is the Trump part. Okay, if Trump's in on this page 291 of the big, beautiful bill that you say is Build Back Better, only it's Big, Beautiful Bill 666. Okay, if that's true, then where was all that with Biden? Build Back Better and going after that day in and day out. I didn't hear a whole lot of nothing memorable. I'll say that. Okay, because if you did, and you and they're all in it in the same boat of the New World Order, all these so-called actors, then you would have addressed Biden and Kamala and all that ilk as much as you addressed the Trump side. If you're going to address them evenly, spread your addressing of equally, I'm cool with that. But if you're just going to pick one side, which is the better side than that side, and you can constantly attack that side, kind of reminds me of fake news in a way. But yet you'll tell truth along the way, unlike fake news. You'll tell truth along the way. It's kind of like you claim Alex Jones is controlled opposition. A lot of truth would mix with, not truths or whatever. It's kind of like you claim Alex Jones is controlled opposition. It makes me think y'all are controlled oppositions. It's the way it appears. Maybe it's not. Maybe not. So it's not that I put my stock in any person or in this culture or anything. It means I'm noticing patterns of you all. Because in the end, fake news attacks Trump all the time. You don't see me getting all triggered and pissed off. They get all the time. It's old hat. So if you attack Trump, that to me, it's just the same. It's old hat. Unless with fake news, I know they're not going to go after Biden. Okay, but if you're a truther channel, you should address Biden as much as you address Trump, because you're all about the truth, right? So there's a lot to address over there that you've overlooked the last 4 years, you so-called truther channels. That's the way it appears to me. All right. So you got your people, your sheeple commenting in the comment section that I'm brain dead, I need Jesus and all this, because I'm calling you out on this. It's not like I'm waving the big Trump flag and he's going to save all. That's not. Now, 10 years ago, yeah, that was me. Before I realized, I got to be more open-minded about things. Okay? But not now. And your sheeple seem to think that my comment trying to say, hey, you're going after Trump on all this. How come you didn't go after Biden like that? Then you come back and say you did. Well, I must have missed that. I guess I blinked a couple of times and I missed your facking episodes day after day going after Biden. Meanwhile, you're going after Trump every time I turn around, you so-called truth channels. Every time I turn around. Spread the love, then, is what I'm trying to say. Give your fair and balanced coverage on all things, because there's plenty of material over there, is what I'm saying. All right? It's unbelievable. Other than that, the truth channel community does a lot of great, I meant to say truth community. Truth community does a lot of great work. It's just that it seems very odd when it comes to Trump. They harp on Trump way more than they did Biden. And someone in the comment section said, well, that's because Biden didn't hide it. Trump does. Okay, if he didn't hide it and it was in your face, all the more you need to address it. Hello, I did. It's in your face. Anything that's in my face, I'm going to address all the more. But there you go. There you go. So it's not a cult. It's not a cult any more than this so-called truth community is a cult. Because a lot of people in the truth community that buy everything that the channels that they follow, they buy everything hook, line, and sinker. Like they're part of a crowd now. They feel included, so they're going to stick with it and defend it no matter what. It's ridiculous where we're at. But anyway, so just know we're not in a cult any more than you're in a cult. Very rearish you are. Yeah, I just want to add that I took down my comment off this channel, a certain channel, because I don't want to constantly get notified with all these stupid comments from their sheeple, and then I have to go address it and waste time. I ain't got time for that crap. I said what I had to say, and then I saw that it was turning into a big show, so I took it down because it just isn't worth it. It's retarded. I just figured I'll address it right here. That's it. Bottom line. At any rate. I am Oot.